Ashley here on Talking Books with Ashley to do a book review for the graphic novels I read in the month of May. I read, I don't even know how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 graphic novels in May because I was really behind on my reading. Usually I try to read 12 novels and 3 graphic novels, but I didn't even hit 12 novels, so I filled it out with graphics. The first book I read, the first graphic novel I read was Star Wars Volume 8, Mutiny at Mon Cala. This was read at the beginning of the month. I can't really remember everything. I know they had to sneak an imposter into a play, and he went off course and almost got him caught and all that. The art was like every Star Wars book, great. I'm trying to center the camera. Okay, the book was great. They're all great. What else can I say? The second one I read was really not, would you call this a graphic novel? I will. Snug by Chetwynd. I'll put a picture of them up so you can see. Snug is, if you've never seen Katana Comics on Instagram, it's her second like graphic novel of the little, it's a little couple, John and her. Excuse me, I have a cuddler today. It's their like relationship, and they tell funny stories, and when one little picture, and I would suggest you read it because they're adorable. When we bought our first house, me and my husband bought the calendar, or when we bought this house, not just our first house, but this house, we got the calendar for it, and it's adorable. And that was last year actually, we bought the house in 2019. The third graphic novel I read, I have more to say about it a little bit. Descender, Volume 1, 10 stars by Jeff Lemire. All I really have to say is I didn't care for it. It's about a robot. Robots have like risen up and tried to fight the humans, and there's a little robot boy who was a companion, and it was not what I liked at all. It's not my usual kind of thing. There's a robot that tries to protect the little boy robot, and he's a companion, so he's, had friends, and it goes back and forth to when the humans he was with, like the companion, the little boy he was with was alive, and now, and it was just, the artwork was gorgeous. The story was not my kind of story. I'm not big on science fiction, and you have to really engage me in it, and that one just didn't do the trick. I tried to love it. With all my heart I tried. Didn't happen. The fourth graphic novel I read for the month of May was The Boys by Garth Ennis. So, The Boys is based off, it's the original story that The Boys TV show that's on Amazon Prime is based off of. If you've never seen it, it's gory. So, here's where we're going to get into some spoilers. The Boys is about this Irish kid named Huey that comes to America with, what is his name? Boulder? I don't know. To fight the superheroes that is kind of like the Justice League in America. You've got one that's A-Train who run through Huey's girlfriend. If you've seen the previews for The Boys, you've seen that. That is in the comics. And he's standing there holding her arms, and it's disgusting. I actually read this because I saw the TV show and I wanted to watch where it come from. There's slight differences from the show to the comics, like they blackmail them, and then they blackmail a super team full of teenagers. Like, there's more than one super team. There's kind of like in the Justice League, there's the Justice League, and then there's the Teen Justice League, and then in this one there's the Seven, and then the teen teams. There's 2 teen teams. There's that's where Starlight, one of them is where Starlight come from. She's the do-gooder, and there's will tell you in the show and in the book there is incidences of sexual assault. And the TV show, like, there's just one. In the book, it's 3, and it's really messed up, and I really got angry and had a hard time reading it after that. I don't know where, like, how far along the TV show is based, because the show and the comics have already, like, drifted way far apart. I don't know if I'm going to keep reading it, because the gore is just so much to deal with that I don't want to really, I don't really enjoy that much gore. So, I don't know. We shall see. But the next one is that I read is The Umbrella Academy by Gerard Way, which I did not realize was the singer in My Chemical Romance. The Umbrella Academy is it's really hard when to try to keep a straight thought when I've got a puppy that wants to cuddle. Oh, it's raining. That's why. He's scared of the rain. Okay. Anyways, Gerard Way is My Chemical Romance. I didn't realize that. The Umbrella Academy is off of Amazon. The show is based on the books, again. And if you've never watched the show, it's about these set of siblings born on the same day at the same time, that these by mothers who were not pregnant before. Now all of a sudden were pregnant, had their babies, and this doctor comes and like scoops them all up to go raise them, and he raises them as science experiments, and they have superpowers, and they're considered a superhero team, and they save the day. But now they're adults, and their doctor dad has passed away, and they're estranged from each other. And this one is about the little boy, he's a grown adult, but he's in a little boy body. I can't remember his name, and I'm not going to Google it. He traveled in time, and he got stuck there, but his body didn't age, so he comes back, and he tells them the world's going to end, and they have to save the day. And I don't want to spoil this one, because this one does follow the show to an extent. Not completely. Like, in the comics, you know who the bad guy is as it progresses. Like, you know which... You just find out. Like, you learn. And in the TV show, you don't learn until the very last episode. Like, the last episode, and then it ends. Like, it's at the end of the end. So, and they're going to do a season 2. So, I'm not going to tell you anymore. But the artwork in this one was kind of faded. I don't know how to explain it. It's not like defined lines and defined pictures, because like there's the faces sometimes are blurred, and it was good. The artwork was good. It was kind of different than what I'm used to seeing in graphic novels. Like, when you go from reading graphic novels that Marvel puts out, where all the pictures are defined and all, like, and then you get stuff like The Boys and The Umbrella Academy, it's not like, the artwork is more flowy, free flowing. There we go. They don't have to fit it all in boxes. And I enjoyed that aspect of it more than I thought I would. The next, I read volume 5 and 6, Raven the Pirate Princess by Jeremy Whitley, volume 5 and 6. If you've, this is part of his Princeless series, but it's specifically Raven. It's a story arc from the Princeless series. I will try to put the pictures up in here. I love the Raven. I've never actually read the Princeless comics, but I love the Raven comics. The 5th one is about Sunshine. She's been knocked overboard and Raven has to go in and save her. There is no way I can tell you about these without spoilers. There's just no way, because it's 5 and 6. So if you do read Raven and you haven't read 5 and 6, just no. If you haven't, start with volume 1. Fantastic. It's about a group of girls that are in a pirate crew that pirate their own ship. Raven is the captain. She's going after her brothers, who's basically taking her treasure, her life away from her. She was supposed to be in charge. He put her in a tower. She escaped, and then she had to escape onto the 7 seas to go try to take it back. 5 is about Sunshine, a girl and her crew that was knocked overboard. She is stuck on this island with this queen who collects pretty things, is what she told Raven. She collects women and puts them all on this island and makes them be friends. And Sunshine is forced to save herself. I enjoyed volume 5, even though it wasn't part of the pirate, like, there were pieces of the pirate crew in it. It didn't completely, like, not have them, but it was probably one of my favorite break off kind. And of course she gets off the island. But volume 6 was when Raven goes and tries to win her treasures back, her fortune, her family line, her everything that belonged to her before her brother stole it from her. The golden seat. She has to actually fight her brother. They meet up with this dance crew, an all-female dance crew that that's on their way to her brother's island as a celebration. And she joins in with them, has to dress like a dancer, and it was a lot of fun. The ending was probably my favorite part. There's been some issues with Raven. Like, at one point it was going to be canceled by the publisher Action Labs. It was going to be canceled, and then now I've learned they're not paying the artist for the work that they've created. So I don't know if they're going to continue with this. There's more past 7, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how many, but I don't know if that's going to be the end, which makes me really sad because it's one of my favorite comics. I started it years ago, and I've kind of like Giant Days. It's one I've kept up with forever. So it's saddening to think it's not going to be around anymore, maybe. But that was the graphic novels I read for the month of May. If you've read any, have any thoughts, questions, or comments, please leave them down below. If you have any recommendations for graphic novels, please tell me. I'm not running out. I'm reading more. So what's on my Kindle, I'm coming to the end of those. I still have more physical copies that I need to go read. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.